Hey, it's Brad and welcome back to the kitchen. Today we are making chicken. We are making Nashville hot chicken. I remember a couple years ago I went down to Nashville with my wife for her birthday and some friends, and we had so much fun. We went down to the honky tonks, we listened to live music everywhere, we enjoyed all sorts of food. I know one of my absolute favorites was that Nashville hot chicken. But when you're ordering it down there, they're dredging that chicken in all-purpose flour, then they're doing it in the egg wash, and then they're coating it, and it's going in a fryer with vegetable oil. It is not good for you. It might have tasted good at the time, but it definitely was not good. So we are gonna do this Nashville hot chicken. We're gonna clean it up, we're gonna kick it up. We are gonna make it actually baked, and then we are going to make a hot sauce that's gonna go on it. We are gonna still top it with one of my fresh homemade dill pickles, because who doesn't love those sides that come with it? And we are going to eliminate that white bun that you usually get that Nashville hot chicken sandwich on. It is going to be gorgeous. It's going to be golden brown, and oh, I can't wait. So the first thing we got to get going here, we have 3 bowls going on in front of us here. First bowl here, our flour mix. We've taken that white all-purpose flour, kicked that to the curb. We've added in here buckwheat flour and a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. Reason for that buckwheat flour, it's high in protein, it is high in fiber, and frankly, it's just got a nice little flavor, and it's a good replacement for that all-purpose flour. Second bowl here, we got a couple eggs that have just been lightly beaten. We've added a couple tablespoons of some hot sauce to it. And then in our third bowl, so far we've got some paprika in there, we got some cayenne pepper, we got a little bit of salt, and a little bit of olive oil. To it, we're gonna add in some panko-style gluten-free breadcrumbs. You could add in some almond meal if that's what you choose to use. This is what I had in my pantry today, so that's what we're gonna go with. So we're just gonna grind that up. It's gonna get noisy first. We are gonna take a couple of cloves of garlic here. We are gonna give them a bit of a chop. Again, they are gonna go in the food processor, so we don't need to do too fine a dice on them, but we do wanna break them up. We wanna open them up. And just a little factor, interesting piece about garlic besides the digestive ability that it has to help with us. It's got anti-inflammatory properties. It is detoxification rich. So one of the little tricks as you're cooking with it though is we're chopping it up, and we're gonna put it right in. You know what? If you chop it a little bit ahead of time and let it sit, all the natural oils are gonna start to become more and more available. We're just gonna grab our bench scraper here. We want to pick those up. We don't want to dull our knives. So the more times we scrape our knife across that cutting board, the faster things are going to dull, and then it's just going to be tougher to chop things, and we don't want to lose a finger because we have a dull knife here. We're going to next take a shallot. Again, we're going to give it half a shallot here. We're going to give it a fairly fine chop. Again, it doesn't have to be a super fine dice because it is going to go into that food processor. We want to make sure we do break it up though. More surface area, it will combine a lot smoother, a lot easier. Again, these digestive benefits of having onion and garlic in that dressing are going to not just multiply the overall flavor that we're going to get, but it's just taking that health level up to a higher notch here. So we're going to grab that. We're gonna drop that guy in there. Perfect. The original salad dressing I used to make had Worcestershire sauce in it. Worcestershire sauce has got gluten in it. This here is a gluten-free tamari. You could use a coconut aminos as well. It's gonna add some saltiness, some brininess to it. It's gonna bring in a ton of flavor. We are going to add half a cup of raw cashews. You could use pine nuts as well. In my pantry today, we've got cashews, so those guys are gonna go in there. Into here, we are also going to add a couple tablespoons of capers. We're going to give those a rough little chop up here. These guys, they might be small in size. They are mighty in power. They are packed with vitamins and minerals, and they have a ton of antioxidant properties in them. They are briny. They come in a brine, so just drain them out there, but they have so much flavor into them. We are also going to add some lemon zest, and we're going to add some lemon juice. So we're going to Take our microplane again, careful with your fingers. If you're not comfortable using this, make sure you keep your eye on what you're doing here. We're gonna get lots of zest in there. We don't want the white part though, the pith. We just want the fragrant outside there. We are gonna also cut that in half. We are gonna squeeze, again, I squeeze through my finger. Take a little bit of tapioca starch here. We're just gonna lightly give it a little dusting there. Make it a little fancy looking here. If you don't have any tapioca starch, that's totally fine. If you wanna do it with some icing sugar, you can do that too, whatever you desire. You wouldn't believe it. Enjoy. Delicious. I hope you enjoy it.